Between late 2021 and early 2022, I was in the process of making a new video called How to Drift in Redline Drifting Advanced version, and then Prodigy Drift dropped. And then naturally, the player base from Redline Drift moved over to Prodigy Drift instead. So I think it's safe to say that that one is out of the window. Not that that's foreign to this channel. So I decided now that we'll switch that series over from Redline Drift to Prodigy Drift. Now, let's get down to the basics. One basic way to gain consistency in Prodigy would be to swap transmission modes from automatic to semi or manual. Start by trying to find which gear feels most comfortable to you. Speed comes with time, so focus on being smooth and controlled as much as possible. Over time, this can help you be more consistent throughout the drift, and you can begin to be more focused on transition timings and being more flowy from one drift to another. On short corners, lower gears usually work best, and vice versa for long corners. Usually those higher gears are meant for those corners. Try testing each corner out for yourself and see what you can find. There are numerous difficult ways to drive in higher or lower gears regardless of how the corner is shaped, but we'll be going over those in later videos. If you're looking for a stock car to use to earn some starting cash, the best car in my opinion is by far the Corvette. The car comes with a decent amount of power in its stock form, making it a good car to learn the basics on, but admittedly it can have issues with higher angle slides, so be aware with that. Stick to the shorter tracks like Lanka and Motor SP, and with enough practice, you'll be able to link large sections of the track with ease. Another seemingly small thing that can make a huge difference is negative front camber. Doing this to your setup can make your car easier to control in the slide and can even make bigger drifts with high angle even easier to control. A safe range to stay between, in my opinion, would be -2 to -6. Having too much or too little camber will make the car feel unnatural, so make sure you mess with it until you find a setup you're comfortable with. I've heard some people argue that rear camber is also good because it makes the car slip out easier. I find that more than just a tiny bit makes it a lot more difficult to do consistent slides, so I personally don't advise having more than just a tiny bit, if at all. An important yet often overlooked part of drifting is paying attention to things like where you're starting your transitions, how long you're braking for, how fast you're going, and even things like how fast your car is transitioning from one side to another. Getting control of factors like these will increase your consistency tenfold, so try it for yourself and see what you can find. Want more power for your build but not too sure which engine would be the best choice? The VQ and LS2 engines are by far the best engines of the game in my opinion. They both have over 1,000 horsepower and are very consistent. The VQ is the smoother engine. It's the slower revving of the two, which leads to more flowy and controlled transitions. It's also the most powerful in the game. This is my favorite of the two. The LS2 is the more lively option. This engine might only rev a little higher than the VQ at about 200 RPM more, but don't be fooled by its slightly lower horsepower numbers. This beauty is as fast as it is loud, and can even be faster than the VQ in some scenarios, believe it or not. The next couple things we're going to go over is a couple of ways to give yourself a little extra money, and a couple extra game mechanics that I think are really important to know about. If you're looking for a little extra cash to start off, there are 3 secret YouTuber codes that are always active. To use them, press the menu button on the bottom left of the screen, go to codes, and then type CONN, FoxZachk, and Mousyy, spelled exactly as you're seeing displayed on screen. If you're looking to copy and paste the codes, the exact ones will be in the video's description. While you're inside the menu, make sure you check out that Settings tab. Like Solitary, Prodigy has an extensive settings menu where you can change things like keybinds, a section where you can change your default transmission mode, and even settings to help slower devices run the game, like removing trees, shadows, and even smoke. Want to make as much free money as possible with little effort? Well, in the current version of the daily reward system, how it works is it pays out every single time that you go to a different map. Meaning, you can go to every single individual map and keep collecting your rewards until you've gone to every single map. Just a little food for thought. Last but not least is something to be aware of when you're upgrading cars. Once you buy an upgrade to a stock vehicle, you won't need to buy that upgrade again once you swap to another motor. So for an example, if you upgrade all the engine parts on the Toyota Chaser and you wanted to swap to gain a little bit more power, you'll instantly have over 1,000 horsepower as soon as you swap to another engine. And with that, I think I'm going to end my beginner's guide here. Feels really good to be back in the saddle making videos again, guys. I've got a few videos in the pipeline ready to go, so if content like this is up your alley, be sure to subscribe for the next video in this series. If you want to stay up to date with my latest shenanigans, or even just go post in the general chat about your day, join my Discord, link in the description. And now I'm gonna go touch grass, because I just spent hours of my life writing a 1,000-word essay on Roblox drifting.